There's three types of prospective limb lengthening patients. Which category do you fall into? Do you guys remember the movie The Sandlot? It was a classic, right? What about Hercules? You know, the big scary dog next door with the fence separating the kids from the baseballs that they would hit over. Well, anyways, I want you to imagine that the fence represents limb lengthening surgery and that the dog is all the fears, uncertainties, and the stigma surrounding it. On one side, you have the general public who are completely oblivious to how the procedure works and the potential risks involved. And on the other side, you have all of those who took the leap to get the procedure done. But before becoming an actual patient, you're a prospective patient, and there are three distinct types. And first up is the skeptic. It's like one of the kids in the movie The Sandlot who hits their baseball over the fence, gets curious about what's on the other side, but they hesitate to hop over themselves because, they fear the unknown. They've heard all the scary stories from their family and friends, things like you're tall enough, or who in their right mind would break their legs for a few inches, or why would anyone pay six figures to cripple themselves for the rest of their life? Okay, it's ridicule like this that deflates their motivation to consider even getting it done. The skeptics are constantly questioning whether limb lengthening is worth the risk or not, wondering if it's truly possible, without affecting their quality of life. Some skeptics even turn into pessimists, trolling online and spreading more doubt and fear in other prospective patients' minds. Look, skeptics, I get it. You fear ridicule and the overwhelming peer pressure from your family, friends, and colleagues. And not only that, but it's also compounded by your own personal fear of sustaining a complication and potentially never being quite the same as you are right now. But my advice is to stay open-minded. Seek out credible information about the procedure, speak to other patients who have gone through it, book a consultation with me if you want to bounce ideas, and if you feel ready to take the next step, talk to a surgeon to get the clinic-specific lowdown of how they plan to keep you safe and help you achieve your goals. And yeah, I know, I say it all the time, but knowledge really is power, and it can really help you to dispel all of those fears and uncertainties about the procedure so that you can at least climb the fence, which leads us to our next prospective patient type, the fence sitter. This is the most common type of prospective patient that there is. They've had thoughts of getting the surgery done for weeks, months, and sometimes even years. They've talked to patients, surgeons, me, and maybe even booked the surgery itself, but they're stuck. They sway between going through with the procedure, getting the surgery, and pulling back when they see the big scary dog. The intense pain, the high costs, the long recovery, all that stuff. And on top of that, the skeptics from down below are often trying to pull these fence sitters back down with their doubts and negativity. Then a cool recovery video or inspiring patient story surfaces, and it might tempt them to climb back up onto the fence and do more research. They might even get close enough to consider, taking the leap down into limb lengthening territory, but then the reality of the surgery snaps them back into hesitation. This indecisive purgatory can last for months or years, causing added stress and making the dysphoria worse. Fence sitters, I see you. I've consulted with several of you. Heck, I was almost one myself, but time wasn't really on my side. And I know that the back and forth fence hopping can get exhausting, but here's the thing. The more clarity that you gain, the easier the decision becomes. So book those consultations, ask those tough questions, and reach out to other patients, and hopefully you'll get the answers that might just push you to do it or not. And our final prospective patient type is the impulser. I know, it's not even a word, but you get my point. This is the type of person who sees a video online, gets shiny object syndrome, goes full force over the fence, hops into limb lengthening territory, jukes the dog, and they get the procedure done, okay? They make their decision quickly, they book the surgery, and they are inches taller. That's how they do it. The impulser often researches limb lengthening for a shorter period of time, but once they decide to do it, they're in. They book consultations, they save money, and they prepare for surgery. And impulsers, your enthusiasm is admirable, but remember, balance that urgency with thorough research, because if you rush into this too quickly without enough research or planning, you might fall victim to misleading information and end up with an unnecessary complication. So make sure that you're fully informed and you're prepared for what lies ahead, because that way you can face the dog head on, realize that it's not so scary after all, get the surgery done, and live your life happily ever after. So there you have it, the three types of prospective limb lengthening patient: the skeptic, the fence sitter, and the impulser. Each category has its own unique journey, and there's nothing wrong with being any one of them. It's normal to be cautious, hesitant, and even a little bit eager, but what's most important is making informed decisions that align with your goal and maintains your safety, okay? So let me know down below in the comments what type of prospective patient you are, and if you're a current patient, what type were you, okay? Don't forget to hit that like button if you found the video helpful. Until next time, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life, signing out. Peace.